The United States has had 46 presidents since its founding in 1776. Of those, 19 have been born under the name George, including the current president. But who were they? What did they do? How long did they serve? And what are some interesting facts about them? Let's find out. Welcome to my channel. Starting with the first President George, son of Augustine and Dorothy, who was born into a wealthy family in 1732. His father died when he was 11, so his mother managed the estate while he received a good education at home. As a young man, he became interested in politics and served in the Virginia House of Burgesses before joining the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. He played an important role in winning the war and was one of the delegates who signed the Declaration of Independence. After the war, he presided over the Constitutional Convention in 1787, where he helped draft the United States Constitution. In 1789, he was elected the first President of the United States and served 2 terms until 1797. During his presidency, he established many precedents for the office of the President, such as the 2-term limit and the cabinet system. He also dealt with several crises, such as the Whiskey Rebellion and the XYZ affair, which involved an attempt by France to bribe American diplomats. He died in 1799 at the age of 67. The second President George was born into slavery in 1746 and given the name George. He learned to read and write secretly and eventually escaped to freedom in the North. He joined the Massachusetts Independent Company, a militia unit that fought against British rule during the American Revolution. After the war, he settled in New York City and married a free black woman named Elizabeth. They had 5 children together, and George worked as a tailor to support his family. However, in 1795, he was accused of stealing a coat and sentenced to 4 years in prison. While in jail, he befriended a fellow inmate named James Duane, who was the brother of a prominent New York politician. When Duane was released, he lobbied on behalf of George and secured his pardon from Governor George Clinton. In 1798, President John Adams appointed George to be the first black American to serve in the U.S. Navy, rising to the rank of lieutenant. He continued to serve in the Navy during the War of 1812 and retired in 1815 with the rank of Master Commander. He then lived in obscurity until his death in 1831. The third President George was born into slavery in 1751 and renamed George by his master. He lived on a plantation in Virginia and received a classical education from his owner's son. When the American Revolutionary War broke out, he escaped to Philadelphia and joined the Continental Army. He served with distinction and was promoted to the rank of general. After the war, he purchased a small farm in New Jersey and married a woman named Mary. They had 7 children together, and George worked as a surveyor to make money. However, he struggled financially and had to mortgage his farm several times. In 1798, he was appointed by President John Adams to be the first black American brigadier general in the U.S. Army. He died in 1806 at the age of 55. The fourth President George was born in 1762 in a small village called Yeardley on the James River in Virginia. His father was a wealthy planter, and his mother was the daughter of King George II of England. He grew up on his family's plantation called Riverview and received a private education from tutors. He studied law and became a member of the Virginia Bar in 1780. He married Martha Dandridge Custis, a wealthy widow with 2 children from a previous marriage. They had 4 children of their own and lived on her family's plantation called Wheatland. He served in the Virginia House of Delegates and the Continental Congress before being elected to the Senate in 1789. He was known as the Father of the Constitution for his role in drafting and promoting the new governing document. He was chosen as the presidential elector for John Adams but voted for George Washington instead. In 1797, he became vice president under John Adams and moved to Washington, D.C. with his family. He clashed with Adams over the issue of slavery and resigned from office in 1801. He ran for president as a Democratic-Republican candidate and won against John Adams. He He served 2 full terms as president and died in 1813 at the age of 51. The 5th, President George, was born in 1769 in Boston to a wealthy merchant family. He attended Harvard College and graduated in 1788. He married Elizabeth Cushman, and they had 4 children together. He worked as a merchant and a farmer in his early adult life and served in the state legislature from 1798 to 1805. He was elected to the House of Representatives in 1802 and became Speaker of the House in 1807. He resigned from Congress in 1811 to become Secretary of the Treasury under President James Madison. He played a key role in securing American independence during the War of 1812 and the First Barbary War. He was also responsible for establishing the Second Bank of the United States and regulating the currency. He ran for president as the Democratic-Republican candidate and won against his opponent, Federalist candidate Rufus King. He served 2 full terms as president and died in 1825 at the age of 56. The 6th President George was born in 1770 in Fredericksburg, Virginia, to a wealthy and influential family. His father was a lawyer and politician who served as Attorney General under President George Washington. He attended the College of William and Mary and received a degree in law. He married Martha Jefferson Randolph, the daughter of President Thomas Jefferson, and they had 6 children together. He practiced law in Fredericksburg and served in the Virginia House of Delegates from 1799 to 1803. He was appointed Attorney General under President James Madison in 1809 and played a key role in defending American rights on the high seas. He was also responsible for establishing the first patent office. He resigned from office in 1811 to run for president as a Democratic-Republican candidate and won against his opponent, Federalist candidate DeWitt Clinton. He served 2 full terms as president and died in 1825 at the age of 55. So that is the history of all the U.S. presidents named George. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. Also, check out these other videos about the history of the U.S. presidents. Thanks for watching.